Do you want to know the question you need to ask yourself to see if you are busting out of your comfort zone? Stay tuned in this 3-part series. That I want you to ask yourself is how is my body responding to where I'm at right now? Every day since I have restructured, remarketed, invested a ton, hired people, when I reflect on who I was being prior to that moment, I can't even recognize that person anymore. Before I started really shifting outside of my comfort zone, I was in bed by 9 p.m. easy. Like for me to stay up past 9:30 was like my husband would be shocked that I was up that late. I would be spending all of my time when I wasn't charting or dabbling on social media, just watching Netflix shows or any of the movies that I wanted to catch up on or binge watching some sort of new drama. I knew internally that I was wasting time. I knew it, but I couldn't break out of that cycle. So it started with making that first 2K US, which is like $1 million, for that first month of joining the program and saying, this is my make it or break it point. This is exactly what I need to invest in right now in order to take my business to that 7-figure level, to grow, to shift, to really become that CEO that I have been dreaming of becoming. Since signing up, I found time. One of the biggest things that we complain about is that we don't have time. And I found time where in between every single patient, I was going through the modules of the course and going through all of the steps that I needed to create to map out my next 90 days and figure out my critical numbers for the year and think about my client-centered mission that I wanted to create. I found time to learn more. I found time to execute more. I am accomplishing more than I have in the past year, in the past 3 months. So I wrote down all of my 90-day targets, everything that I wanted to achieve, and I achieved probably 90% of them. And there's not too many people that I personally have worked with that can say the same thing. Within those 90 days was hiring people, which I've been putting off for like 9 months. I just thought, oh yeah, it would be nice to have an employee to take over for me at the office. But, when the time is right, I'll come around to it. In those 90 days, I made it a finite decision that had to be accomplished. I am now staying up until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night on nothing other than just momentum. So it's not using more caffeine or energy drinks or anything like that. I just created energy out of this new momentum that I found. And yes, I am feeling my body succumb to these changes, and I will talk about that in a second. But I am now journaling every morning, which was something I always desired to do, but never found the time to actually sit and open my journal and write what I wanted to accomplish for the day and write my intentions for the day and the 3 wins that I had the day before and any frustrations that came up. I never did that. It just wasn't something that I wanted to do. I would always put on my Google Calendar that I would do Facebook Lives once a week or go and do an Instagram story every single day. And I would always find excuses to not do it. And now it's effortless. Like when I catch myself doing it, I'm like, Andrea, this would have taken you weeks to mentally prepare yourself to put out a video. And now I just say, oh, I've got 5 minutes, post a 1-minute video and move on with my day. I cannot tell you how differently my body is changing since I have stepped so extremely outside of my comfort zone. I am basically like nervous, excited almost every single day. And there are definitely moments where I feel like, fuck, like this is going too quickly for me. Am I doing all the right things? Is this too much growth too quick? I'm always questioning myself, but the very next breath is no, this is exactly what you're supposed to do. What is the worst thing that could happen? I have a ton of fears that are coming up. And I think these are fears that I still need to work through around what my potential is. And do I deserve to have the changes that I'm making? And, is giving up like a lot of control, which comes with delegation and hiring, something that I'm comfortable with? And I'm working through those emotions on a daily basis. But I would say, like, in a negative way, which isn't necessarily negative, I do feel certainly more tired. My brain feels tired from all of the new thinking and the mastering and the work that I am doing. But then at the same token, I'm also learning where my limitations are and how I need to take care of myself throughout the journey. I am perhaps feeling a little bit more frustrated at home when I'm trying to get all of this work done, and definitely feeling that irritable feeling coming up when my kids need me and I'm just trying to finish a particular project or task. That definitely is coming up. But again, that is just a short-term loss, if you will, for long-term gain, where I will be able to be at home 5 days a week and still provide for my family and have more time with my family without having my laptop open. Because as soon as I open up my laptop, you can bet that my mind is going to be completely distracted. So I ask you again, if you are truly stepping outside your comfort zone, does your body feel calm and relaxed and routine and unwavering? Because if you are feeling that way, which is a good place to be, you're most likely not doing things that are scaring you, or things that are bringing up emotions that you've been hiding from yourself, or things that are bringing up fears, but you're moving through that fear and resistance. If you're waking up being like, oh, I have tons of time today, I'm just going to like squander it on watching shows. Or, oh, yep, it's a full patient day. I'm just going to focus on my admin and do the things that I normally do and go home and have a great dinner with my family. If everything has become fairly calm and routine, I doubt that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone.